Starting today, adult adoptees born in and after 1941 will be able to send in requests for their original birth certificates. People are out here grilling, having a few drinks, playing some music, and just really having fun getting prepared for MU's homecoming game, which is 11 this morning in just over an hour. For many people in Moberly, this was the source of their drinking water for the last few days after a water main break on Wednesday. The boil order is still in place, but people now have water pressure and no longer have to conserve. Today, I spoke to some folks who say that the city handled the problem well. 4 times in 20 minutes, Attorney General Josh Hawley spoke directly to those who received those subpoenas, urging them to comply with the investigation into Governor Grayton's. The Columbia campus is closed this evening after the college's president said a student made a threat this afternoon. 4 times today at today's press event to add another layer to the Grayton's controversy.
This office has now issued 15 subpoenas in connection with this investigation.
That was the statement Hawley made this morning, adding a new level of concern for Governor Grayton's.
We have subpoenaed the Mission Continues. We have subpoenaed staff, our former staff from the Mission Continues.
Attorney General's office confirmed earlier this month that it had opened an inquiry into Grayton's Veterans Charity, following reports that he used the charity's donor list and email to help launch his political career back in 2015. Signs waving, hands clapping, students demanding change. That was the scene here at Parkway Central High School in Chesterfield, where State Representative Stacey Newman stood in solidarity with students demanding increased gun control laws following a shooting last week in Parkland, Florida, that killed 17 students and teachers.
My teenage years have been filled with tragedy upon tragedy, shooting after shooting, death after death.
It was cold outside today, but that didn't keep students and community members from turning up to Parkway Central High School in Chesterfield today.
It meant a lot to have students from other communities, not just from the Parkway community, and to have alum here and to have them know that this generation will move forward and we will get stuff done.
With signs in hand and fervor in their hearts, students alongside State Representative Stacey Newman made it loud and clear how they felt on the issue of guns.
How many before our elected officials passed common sense laws to prevent gun violence? I urge Congress to start listening to the real constituents' fears rather than simply add to them.
The shooting in Parkland, Florida last week was for many an impetus to let lawmakers know how they feel.
I've shot an AR-15 myself at the range. I know the power these weapons have.
With Newman behind them, some students felt like they could have a real chance at creating change.
You know that you have an ally who actually can do something, who actually has the power to introduce legislation and may actually be able to make a difference in our lives.
Newman herself said it was time to push for greater gun control.
It's too extreme and we're losing too many people. We can't do this anymore.
With important issues like gun control at stake, the students are urging people to vote during this year's midterm elections. Maia McDonald, KOMU 8 News, Chesterfield. This is Lonnie Kessler. Kessler says he's always been satisfied living the simple life.
I would say I was content with that lifestyle. It was humble, but it was working.
That is until 2007, when doctors found a tumor and Kessler's life changed forever.
I went to the eye doctor, and he did an eye exam, and it turned out I had a condition known as papilledema, which is swelling on the optic nerve. And come to find out, the swelling was, this brain tumor was pushing on my brainstem and my optic nerve.
Now, more than 10 years later, Kessler has found hope in New Approach, Missouri, and the benefits of the medical marijuana movement.
I noticed New Approach, Missouri advertising on social media that we're the campaign who was working on a constitutional amendment to provide safe and legal access to marijuana as medicine for the patients of Missouri who are in need.
Kessler now collects signatures around mid-Missouri to get the amendment on the Missouri ballot in 2018. Recently, he's found a unique candidate to help out the cause.
I started tweeting at Snoop Dogg when I realized he was going to be at the Blue Note in Columbia, Missouri on September 7th, and I was just like, wow, this guy is really, he's behind the cause. You know, he knows that there's legitimacy in marijuana and the healing properties, and wouldn't it be great if we could get him on board with the campaign?
Behind me is the Blue Note, where on Thursday night, Snoop Dogg will be taking the stage to perform to a sold-out crowd of concert-goers. For Kessler, however, the rapper's arrival was more than a chance to hear a selection of his favorite artists' best hits. Others aren't so easily convinced.
think it's going to tax the law enforcement community beyond what it's already doing, and enforcement efforts are just going to drain departments.
Despite views like these, Kessler urges people to have an open mind.
My diagnosis was a real wake-up call. If you want to get things done, you have to speak up. You have to let people know what's going on, where you stand, and how it can help everybody.
New Approach Missouri will continue to collect signatures until the 2018 elections. Maia McDonald, KOMU 8 News, Columbia. In the newsroom, Maia McDonald, KOMU 8 News.